Alrighty, hello and welcome to another MoisTea Gaming video. And this one, it's going to be a fairly short one on how to create your own gunpowder and ball ammunition. The two biggest things, which are probably an absolute pain in the ass for most people, so I thought I would do a wee bit of a doodah on it. First of all, though, I recommend that you go and get yourself some money. Or by doing whatever, well, I suppose whatever means necessary. You can get the doubloons for it, you can do trading and everything else. But you're going to need some cash in the first place to be able to do this. So if you get yourself some cash, you'll be alright. There's going to be some videos, if they're not out already, on how to do that on my channel in the playlist that you are watching. So do keep an eye out, it's going to get updated quite a lot very quickly. For example, a how to make your first million video, how all of crafting works, the best ways to get your crafting level up the quickest, how to protect yourself properly when you're floating around in your trade vessels, for example. There's going to be a lot of bits, so yeah, do keep a jolly good eye out for them. So you're going to need a few things first of all to create your own gunpowder, two of which are fairly simple: iron and oak. So if you have just started out and you are in Nassau, all of these things are available to you by floating around a bit, and you're also going to need sulfur and saltpeter, which again are all in the general area. All of this information can be found on this website, namapnetify.app. A very nice person has decided to create this and has been doing so for a very long time. I think there is a donation thing for it, so it probably would be a nice thing to have consideration to that if you're using it every day. But all the tools are on here for you. So for example, down here, trade good, oak, shebang, oak log, and it shows you everywhere on the map that you can grab oak logs. So if you haven't just started out, you might be thinking, oh, where's the best place for this in France, or where's the best place for this in Pirate Land or Spain? Then you could definitely have a wee tickle at that. France, for example, if you are a French player, there's going to be a lot of things going on around Bluefields and this general area. That seems to be the main hub for French players. And from this, as you can see, we have oak in those ports there. You're also going to need iron. Again, French land, there's some iron there. Spain has some stuff down there, a little bit there. You have some in Habana for GB. You've got a little bit down there, I think that's Veracruz. Pirate land, you have whatever that port's... oh, there you go, Little Anigua, Manzanillo, and Plata. And there's a bit of pirate stuff going on down here as well at St. John's. Saltpeter, another one, again. You have GB, you've got Habana, or is that Habana? Yes, it is, Habana. And up here in Expuja, French land, you have a little bit in Bluefields and over there. Spain, you can grab it from there. There's a good Spanish presence down here, some over there as well, and down here. And over in this direction, you've got these ports. So currently, French have a monopoly on it in this area, so be aware. And the final one is sulfur. Again, a little bit in over here, just next to Habana. You've got some over by the Spanish side of things over here. French land all the way around here. And a little bit of pirate and French over there. All the resources you need are all here. If you are a new player and are solely focused on the safe zone area to be able to start your home thing up, then all of these things can also be found in this area as well. However, if you really wanted to, you could go to Williams Bay and create gunpowder, or buy gunpowder itself directly from this port. The port drops it, so there should be a plentiful supply if it's not already taken. If not, then you can put a contract down and you will save yourself a lot of faffing around to go and get it. A lot of people, most people, can't be arsed moving resources around. So if you were, for example, to go and get some from Williams Bay and transport it to Nassau, you could probably make a little bit of money doing that anyway. So these resources are all that you need to be able to do it. You might find it a little bit expensive. Yes, it can be. However, if you are moving stock around, say if you are in Bluefields, for example, you know, there's iron and a few other bits, you might want to transport it there and then sell that good itself, and you can make some money, which will then probably pay for the production of your own gunpowder. So then you are self-sufficient, which is a lot harder now in this newer version of the game. However, we shall stick on point and show you how to do some gunpowder. And some lovely balls to go balls deep into the enemy with. Newer players still in the shadows, if you're still also wondering how to get ball without all the faffing around, you can get it directly from Mimbres. Mimbres, the port itself, drops it, so you can do the same as with gunpowder in Williams Bay. Get a contract down or just move the stock around and just buy some and place it where you need it. So let's assume you have decided that you no longer wish to buy the stuff from the port itself, and you want to start doing some actual crafting, as it really does help because you're no longer in the shallows. So you need to craft. So you've decided, yes, I'm going to go and get some stuff, and I'm going to go and grab some iron, some oak, some saltpeter, and some sulfur. You've spent a good bit of money on it. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. However, like I just said though, if you're wanting a little bit of cash, or at least to pay for itself, sell maybe half of the raw resource, and other people who can't be asked or don't have the time will buy it up. As long as it's a reasonable price, that is. But it should pay for your own goods. So, gunpowder. So to create gunpowder you need a workshop. You can place these down in anywhere where you have an outpost. Click on it and you click craft. If you have not crafted before, the only thing I think you will be able to see is charcoal. To do that, you need to, well, to be able to unlock all the other things, you need to get your crafting level up. Mine isn't very high at the moment. As you can see, I'm only craft level, where has it gone? 13! There we go, in there. I've been a bit lazy with this. So to be able to get your own gunpowder, you need to go up a couple of levels. It's not too bad. So click craft, and you'll probably only see charcoal in there. And then you come up with this. It's going to cost you 1 reel to do 1 lot. It's going to consume 40 logs, and you will get a quantity of 100 charcoal per one that you do. So do be careful. So, for example, if you were to click 100 on that, you will then use up 5,600 oak, but you will receive 10,000 charcoal. This is a very cheap thing to do, as it will only cost you 100 reels to do this. Now, this is going to give you crafting experience. It won't give me any because I've already tickled it. Now this is where this is very important if you want to get a nice boost to your crafting level without so much fucking around like what you sometimes have to do. Here is an example. Hull repairs. I have not done any hull repairs, so this will give me crafting experience. And because of the level that I am, again, it gets you, yeah, if you go too high of a level, if you keep clicking it, then you will lose the ability to get more crafting experience from it. So ideally, if you have never done it before, you want to be able to max it out in one good chunk. Oak, if you get the resources yourself, is pretty cheap. So, I mean, there you go. And then you can really ramp this up to something retarded and properly give it some. You'll consume a lot of oak logs and you have a lot of charcoal that you might not know what to do with. Somebody's going to buy it, you might as well do it. But this will jump you up a lot of levels. Hull repairs, for example, if I do one of these, it will give me 5. So if I was, oh, it won't let me do it because I don't have these things here. Well, you get the idea. If you do a vast quantity of one thing, you will then jump up a couple of levels, meaning that on all of the other things, you can then rank up in your crafting for cheaper as such. That's what I'm trying to do here. Save you some money in your crafting, get an absolute leg of oak, and make an absolute shit ton of charcoal. Hopefully you'll be able to sell it. It's needed for many things, so keep going on with that. Somebody will buy it and it should pay for itself. Remember, you are converting 40 oak logs into 100 charcoal. So that'll boost you up a little bit. I mean, after that, you're probably talking oak planks. Do the same thing with that. If you have done your charcoal and any further charcoal produced will not give you any experience, then move on to say oak planks, and that will probably give you 2 per whatever you've done there, you know, something like that. Again, the bigger you do it, the more boost in XP that you're going to get in one hit. If you manage to get your level up high enough, then you will then have the option to create gunpowder. If you didn't quite get there, then you're going to have to make something else, maybe some barrels, so you're going to need oak planks, which you should already be able to do, and iron fittings and things like that, and so on and so on. I hope that was simple enough for you. You're going to need a forge as well. Iron fittings can be made in the forge. You need iron and charcoal. See, I told you need charcoal. That could be another good one to get your leveling up. And once you've done 2 or 3 of these into good chunks, you will then most definitely be able to get your ball ammo and your gunpowder. Here is gunpowder. Gunpowder is expensive to create. You will use saltpeter, you will use sulfur, you will use charcoal, and you will use barrels. Saltpeter and sulfur, those are the raw resources. Charcoal, I've explained that one. You need to be able to break down oak logs to create your charcoal. Barrels, you need iron fittings and oak planks. We've gone over oak planks, you need iron fittings, which I also mentioned in here. Iron fittings, there you go, which uses iron ore and what did I say then? Iron ore and charcoal. Then you can make some barrels, which are floating around in here somewhere, or are they? There they are. There you go, iron fittings and oak planks. Once you've done all of that crap, you can then create your own gunpowder. And you might be thinking, bloody hell, this is an absolute ball ache. Yes, it is. But I also feel it's very important to the game. As if you don't have resources in certain places and you're organised, then meh, that's on you. I don't know, I like the whole thing. Personally, it's much better. There's a need to go out again to go and get your resources, so you need to protect yourself again. That's going to be another video I'm going to do. People are moving around on the map again, which was the thing that just wasn't happening. It brings the whole need of moving stuff around again, so yes, you can quite happily go and intercept, say, French resource gatherers and make them very sad. Just an idea. Or the Spanish, make them very sad. You know? What more could you possibly want? So that is how to make your own gunpowder. Ball ammunition. You want to go have plenty of big balls in your boat. Iron and charcoal. You've already got these things. If you've grabbed iron, one of the 4 things that you need. Charcoal, you've converted that from your oak logs. You will be able to make your own ball ammunition once your crafting level is high enough. And you know how to get that higher very quickly. And that's do mass crafting on one thing that you will get experience from. Say oak planks and charcoal. Or if you need more things, maybe some barrels or some other bits like that, or iron fittings, for example. Once you get it up a little bit higher, you can then start looking at chain ammunition. You know, those French and Spaniards that I was just on about, making them cry a little bit sad, maybe a little bit wet, you know, depends how you play with them. Then you're going to want some chains, slow them down a bit, grab them, and then have your way with them. Isn't that fantastic? That's going to consume ball ammunition and iron fittings, so you're going to need all of these bits. If I was to create some, it would give me a rather large amount of craft experience, which is lovely. So I would probably do that in a bulk shebang, and then possibly transport things around, and hopefully somebody isn't floating around who's wanting to make me cry and make me a little bit wet and damp and then have their way with me. That's probably not ideal. But we're going to have another video at some point on how to protect yourself better. Then you have grape ammunition. Say if the enemy knows you're carrying something nice and juicy and has decided, yes, I would like their piece of the pie, and really make them upset. You can chain them down, and then you can grape them and board the enemy vessel and take it home with you, and then there's nothing sweeter than knowing that the enemy has grabbed and used their time, resources and money to create the things that they are moving around on the map, and you go and steal it and use it against them. That is probably the wettest thing you can possibly do on this game. For grape ammo, sail canvas is also a thing. Let me have a wee gander. That's probably going to be in the workshop. There we go. For that you're going to need hemp, so that's a whole nother kettle of fish. But, as I've explained already, you can use your map and go, where do I find that? Well, type in, not me, hemp, shebang, and oh look, there are plenty of places to get hemp. Lovely. Yes, that is as simple as it is. Make sure that you have money before you do this, at least enough so that you can then go and buy these resources, take them to where the hotspots are, so the GB capital of Havana maybe, or Bluefields, which is the French one, Spaniards, it's a little bit all over the place at the moment, French, not French, we've already done the French, Pirates, a big one might be Mortimer. If you're not sure where people are generally floating around, you can go on the, where's it gone, not this one, the trader tool on this again. Let's have a wee gander at this. There's a button somewhere where you can go on income map. Where is everybody? There they are. Havana, you've got St. George's Town, Charleston, Mortimer, Christiansted, Bluefields. You know where the people are going to be, so they're going to want gunpowder, they're going to want everything. Isn't that wonderful? People there are going to be crafting, they are going to be using up their gunpowder, and you're going to want to be able to get in on some of that action and pay for it yourself. So make those resources, sell them, and then you have the money that you make will then pay for the stuff that you've gone and done. And then you've basically got it for free. Now you're probably thinking, surely that can't be, that much better and cheaper. Well, yes, it is. To create your own gunpowder, really, you're probably talking about 1.5 or 1.3 reals per gunpowder. Whereas on the market in, say, Nassau, it is currently 3, and that is actually relatively cheap. Ball, again, very similar story. It probably costs around 1.5 to maximum 2 reels to produce ball ammunition, and in Nassau alone it is being sold currently for 7. Chain ammunition costs around 4 to 5 reels per piece to create if you were to gather all of your own resources at a good price, and here it is being sold for 25 reels a piece. Do you see what's happening here? There you go. There's some money to be made here as well. This is probably going to feature in the how to make your first million money video that I'm going to do as well. But through this you should then know how to create your own gunpowder. It isn't all a mystery. I'm going to leave the link to the Netify app, well, not an app, browser, whatever, in the description of the video. If I don't do it, please leave a comment and remind me to do it. That will probably be best. If you have any further questions on this, then do feel free to leave a comment, and I do read them, so yes, you'll probably get an answer rather quickly. And if you have any requests on what else you want help with, then do leave a comment on that as well, and I shall endeavour to help you out as quickly as I possibly can. I hope you have a pleasant day. I hope this has opened your eyes to how making gunpowder and things works, and I hope you give the enemy a thorough good shafting. See you then. Drink some tea and like my video. Ha! I'm glad you liked that one. There's more of that on your screen right now. Make sure that you tickle that before you disappear and hit the like button. That makes me rather excited, and if you hit the subscribe button, I'll be even more excited. Don't forget about the links in the description. There's plenty of good things in there, from a Discord link to instant gaming links and all of that shabazz. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.